You don't overthink when things are clear. You overthink when something feels uncertain, but still important. That's the trigger, not thinking too much, pressure plus uncertainty. Your brain hates that combination because it creates one question it cannot answer. What's going to happen? And your brain is built to predict. So when it can't predict, it doesn't relax. It starts working harder. It replays the situation. It imagines outcomes. It checks different versions of the same decision, not to find the best choice, but to remove the risk of being wrong. That's the real reason overthinking feels intense. You're not thinking for clarity. You're thinking for certainty. But certainty is a false target. There is no decision where all doubt disappears. So your brain keeps going, again and again. And this creates the illusion that more thinking will fix it. But it never does, because the problem isn't lack of thinking, it's the expectation of a perfect answer. And here's where it gets worse. The more you overthink, the more you delay action. And the more you delay action, the more uncertain things feel. So now your brain thinks, I need even more thinking. That's the loop. Thinking, delay, more uncertainty, more thinking. And slowly, this becomes your default pattern. You start doubting simple decisions. You start rechecking things that don't need checking. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain has learned one rule. Don't act until it feels completely right. But that moment never comes, because clarity doesn't come from thinking longer. It comes from deciding and seeing the outcome. That's why overthinking is not a flow. A normal thinking process moves forward and ends. Overthinking doesn't end because it's not trying to move forward. It's trying to eliminate uncertainty before moving. And that's why you feel stuck. Not because you think too much, but because your brain is trying to solve something that cannot be solved in advance. And once you see this clearly, one thing becomes obvious. You don't need more thinking. You need to stop expecting certainty before action. And if this made you recognize your own pattern instantly, subscribe to Thinking Room, because this is exactly what we break down here.